I am so mad right now. Also, Greg, you said Lee looks good for a porn star because she's just starting out. Actually, she's retired. I was gonna look up when she started, but honestly, I was so angry at you, I didn't even bother.
The sad thing about porn is you have a shelf life of about 3 years. And
Yeah,
you can't tell the difference between a 25-year-old and a 55. Let's face it.
Yeah, also she has lupus, and she says the stress of all this wiener stuff has made it flare up really badly. So make your little jokes, you awful people.
That changes everything.
We had no idea she had lupus, and Andy, way to hijack this whole segment with that fact.
With the fact,
trying to make us look horrible because we didn't know her medical history.
Yeah, because you didn't take the time to get to know her as a person, Greg. To you, she's just an image on a flickering screen.
It doesn't flicker.
Oh, I'll send you that DVD.
Horrible people.
Flickers too.
My friend Flicker number 31.
It's for nose enthusiasts.
You stay strong, Miss Lee.
We stand unified with you, Andy. Stephen and I.
Obama blames ATMs and airport kiosks. I can't even go. This is just for unemployment. Greg, you said you don't think the president was saying anything wrong. That, automation does take away jobs, whatever. Well, here's the deal. In 1985, there were 60,000 ATM machines in America and 485,000 bank tellers. Stay with me.
Yes.
In 2002, there were 352,000 ATMs, but there were 527,000 bank tellers.
Really?
And the Bureau of Labor Statistics says the number of tellers will grow to 638,000 by 2018.
Really?
Yes. So he was completely wrong.
He was completely wrong.
There are far more bank tellers today than there have ever been in this great nation.
See, I like this kind of objective ombudsing where you aren't tainted by your desire to be with a porn star.
I have absolutely...
Yes. We don't need that taint around here.
I have no taint whatsoever, sir.
Yes.
Oh, Can we get someone to check that?
Yeah.
Tainted by my desire to be with a bank teller. It's a fetish.
Yeah. Also, as Stephen kind of alluded to, we do now have ATM maintenance workers. I think there are roughly like 115,000 of them.
Yeah. You know what's interesting is like you think about the copy machine. Think about it, Andy.
Oh, I always do.
I know, but how many repairmen are there for a copy machine? More people than there to actually work in an office.
No, that's true. For every one copy machine, there are at least 74,000 people that have to fix it every damn day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As opposed to the old days when you would have, 14 scribes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love the old mimeograph.
Well, the monks have gone away.
Yes.
That's my point.
The monks are all making beer now.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
They still make fruitcake. I've had it. Go to Gethsemane.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I used to go on retreat there.
I stayed for a week. We should talk about this after the show.
Yeah, you really should.
I miss the early 90s when the monks had a top 40 hit.
Yeah.
Chant. Look it up, kids.
Man kicked off airplane for swearing. Stephen, you ragged on flight attendants, and I get that. But on the other hand, when I'm on a plane, I generally want to kill at least 40% of my fellow passengers, so I can't even imagine what it's like to deal with that every day.
The more I thought about it, as the story went on, I actually had remorse for something I'd said bad about someone.
Yeah.
I like the way you turned on that. You felt really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill, you said when you're hungover, you don't have a lot of patience, and you don't accept things the way they are. To you, basically, hungover people are like Rosa Parks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the real hero.
Yeah.
I'm too hungover to process.
Two last things quickly. Greg, you said you're flying on Mouthfest?
Yes.
I thought that's where you were going.
Well, and they're actually renting the plane.
Oh, okay.
And flying me there. I will be performing at Mouthfest.
Thanks, Andy. Bill just spewed all over the place.
Excellent.
TV spit take.
Part of the win I day.
Yeah, and lastly, Mike, you said of all the times you've been on Red Eye, this is the first time you've heard someone use the word specious.
It's true.
I don't think you're giving my package enough credit.
Yeah, I wish, if we only had a camera on here, we could pick up that spit take when you made that last comment about Mouthfest.
I just became Ginger Lee.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought I'd hydrate, and then I pictured Greg attending Mouthfest with all manner of just, Mouthfest souvenirs that he's wearing, looking all excited in line.
Poor Pinch got it all over his
Yes, Pinch did not predict rain in his weather section today.
I am done.
It's a little late on that one, yeah. I mean, not that
I gotta go. I haven't read all of Ginger Lee's Tumblr yet.
You
so
do that.
I gotta go.
I have a feeling it's all going to work out for both of you. Coming up, is being awesome genetic or a learned behavior? We discuss Mike Baker's new book, I Was Born This Way, jerk. But first,
that's what you did.
Why is this man smiling? You would be too if you were going to have corn for dinner. He still looks vile underneath that smile. I speak, of course, of John Edwards' mugshot, which was released this week under a Freedom of Information Act request. As you can see, Edwards thought he was getting a picture for a new library card, not being booked on federal charges. You may recall the two-time presidential candidate had pleaded not guilty earlier this month after a federal jury indicted him on 6 counts, including conspiracy, issuing false statements, and first-degree debaggery. That last one should be tough to prove in court. Anyway, shall we discuss this in our
lightning round?
Biker,
Schmeiker?
Baker.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Why smile? Does he think he's you?
Yeah, I always wondered about those people that go in there, and then you're right, as you said in your best CSI voice, had first-degree federal charges.
Yeah,
it's serious is what he's facing now. Whether the prosecutor can prove it or not is debatable, but I don't get the smiling in your mugshot.
No, I think there's something wrong with a person when this is the measure of insanity. If you laugh at the wrong time or you smile at the wrong time, I think that means there's something wrong. Cruiser, maybe he just likes having his picture taken.
I know that was supposed to be snarky, but it may be actually brilliant and to the point. He is such a narcissist. I think he was, hey, look, they're taking my picture. But the last smiling mugshot we saw, Jared Lee Lochner.
Yeah, that's true. Crazy.
Crazy.
But you know what? His opposite picture, Edwards, his opposite is Wiener. When you look at Wiener's picture, he's always got this angry face because he's more interested in getting everything else in there. But he knows he's got a good look. Bill,
thanks for the visual on that.
I don't know why I did that. Maybe because I was just not making any sense. Diane, should he go to jail just for that mugshot alone?
I think so. It's very disturbing. And there is a kind of condition where people will smile or laugh in very inappropriate times. So maybe he has a little bit of that, but I also think he's got a major narcissistic personality disorder, allegedly.
Bill, doesn't he look like the type of guy that could help you out with your insurance issues?
Yeah, well, he looks like the male version of Ginger Lee's real estate ads on the bench. Like, he's right there ready to sell a duplex.
He should be on a bench. Bill, you've had your mugshot taken many times. Any tips for the novice?
Different mugshot, Greg. I put my image on my coffee mugs, so I get to enjoy myself while I have my morning coffee. I've never done anything illegal.
You drink yourself
I drink. I better get a nice piping cup of me when I'm in the morning, yes.
That was an interesting sentence.
I didn't say that well.
Yes, you didn't. No.
Hi.
All
Next time.
We can try it again.
Very important topic. Sex in the City 3 may never, ever be. Yes, according to Kim Cattrall, a woman, the third Sex in the City film might not happen. Said Cattrall, quote, "I don't know if it'll happen. I really, really have no idea." For more on this, we go to nobody. Because we don't care. No, I care. Diana, in the green room, you said you wanted them all to die in the sequel?
Yes.
What?
Yes, I did. I just want it to be wrapped up in a nice little bow and done. I mean, the second movie was so god-awful. I watched it on Schmelta.
Yeah.
And I really found it to be diffing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
It was
Your
a
time
pile
has
of
passed.
Schmidt.
Yeah, I mean, they're post-menopausal at this point. I mean, what else? They're like, it's like dust balls.
Yeah,
I wanted to go to the director and just be like, schmuck you.
Yeah, exactly. What a Schmidt.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, son of a Schmitz. All right, Cruiser, how devastated are you that this isn't happening?
Well, I wanted to see I wanted to see them all die with Kim Cattrall's hot flash going off. That's what I wanted to see. Because
suicide vest.
I don't know how they keep pretending that they're all young, vital, out there seeking sex all the time right now. Because I think 7 of them. How many girls are there in that?
They're now
4 or whatever.
They've exceeded the Golden Girls in total age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. They're doing well, Mike. Remember the Sex in the City? This is a serious question, Mike.
I'm sorry.
Try to stay focused, okay? Look at my finger. Look at my finger. All right. Remember the Sex in the City parties you used to throw at your apartment, and we always made apple teenies and sat around. Don't you miss that?
I do miss that. And we all dressed up as Mr. Big. You know, we had like a room full of Mr. Bigs. Nobody wanted to go as anybody else.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
I've always been a Samantha.
But Bill, you are actually, interesting point, you're writing a female version of Sex in the City.
A fan fiction, for sure. Look,
yeah.
if she's going to kill my dreams, I'm just going to keep doing them on in my imagination.
Yes.
Although I will say that the Kim Cattrall camp owes Cruiser a love letter, because to assume that she is going through menopause now rather than 10 years ago when it actually happened is making her look vibrant.
What are my notes here for this?
You love Sex in the City?
President should intervene on this.
Yes.
This is a time when he could step in and say, you're doing a sequel. or, you know, I'm going to get really angry. That's what presidents are for.
That's why we elected him.
Technology has ruined Sex in the City.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep looking at you. Okay. Time for another break. And remember to check out the new Red Eye podcast. There's a new one every day. To catch them, go to foxnewsradio.com and click on Red Eye. Tonight we talked about Andy's struggle with pizza.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, it was out of control. Last night I told you how much I enjoy human fondue. That's where I actually dip people in hot cheese. And I do, but I also love charity. So let's get to my latest piece of art. It's the new cover for Unicorn Health magazine. I used to edit it back in the early 90s before it sucked. Man, those were good times. The photo shoots were so much fun. Anyway, I should shut up about that. The top bid is $777.77 from a fine chap named Andrew Everswick. So the rest of you have till next Friday to beat this bid. Email your offer to redeye@foxnews.com to be considered. And as you know, all this money goes to TAPS, a nonprofit group that probably hates me now. It provides grief counseling and support programs to families of fallen soldiers. You can go to taps.org to learn more. And let's not forget the real message. It's not about charity. It's about me. For I'm a neat guy who does neat things for people, and this charity thing is starting to wear me down. Yo, you people got to send your money in. This is like the last time. This is the last charity. You know what? We can't have good things on this show. The last 5 people that have bid and won have not sent their checks in.
What?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go
Public
snap
shaming.
some people.
I've not seen a check.
uncool.
Now, unless they're sending it straight to the charity, but I have no proof of that, so I don't know what to do. So I'm a little bit angry.
It almost makes you think like a lot of our viewers are stoned.
Yeah, I think I think they bid for fun and then they forget.
Yes, exactly.
But there were a lot of good
Doritos.
people that did it anyway. All right, we got to close things out with the post-game wrap-up from TV's Andy Levy. Hopefully he's calmed down. And to see clips of recent shows, go to foxnews.com/redeye. Yes, coming up tomorrow on the next Red Eye, he's back. Former British soldier Kevin Godlington returns to the program. So does Daily Caller columnist Jedediah Bila and the wonderful comedian Joe DeVito. Back to Porn Lover, TV's Andy Levy for the post-game wrap-up.
Yeah, thank God you've never watched porn. Diana, speaking of which, have you been hiding something from us?
Well, yes. Number 1, I love you. And number 2, I sing, and I'm going to be in an off-Broadway musical and August 12th, debuting in it.
Really?
So, yeah, check it out, hushthemusical.com.
Hush.
Hush.
Excellent.
Is it about Deep Purple?
Is that based on the Deep Purple song? Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We start rehearsals this Friday. I'll
All right.
find out everything, but I love you, Andy. I really do.
Could be based on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode that had no dialogue.
I'm going to look into that.
Only men thought
I've
of
heard.
Deep Purple first,
I've heard.
i.e. me.
Hey, Cruiser, where are you going to be this weekend?
I am going to be hosting the first anniversary of the Cruiser Cabana in Minneapolis at the Right Online Conference, and I'm going to be speaking about humor there, too.
Really? Yes. Excellent.
Nice.
Mike, what you plugging this week?
Gingerly? No. I kid. I'm kidding. That wasn't even a good joke.
Your daughter is in the green room.
I know. I'm just kidding. That's why I'm kidding.
Your daughter's in the green
kidding.
room.
You know what?
Smart enough not to come in.
Greg mentioned it earlier.
This is why you never get custody, Mike.
That's terrible. That's terrible. That case isn't over yet.
It is now.
It will be at 3 this morning.
Anyway, you know what? Forget it. I had something really worthwhile to do, but I completely screwed it up, so I apologize.
Right.
Ask me next week.
Okay.
All right.
Back to you, Greg.
How much time we got?
About
20? Okay.
75 seconds.
All right. Go away, Andy. Thank you, Diana. Always a pleasure. Bill Schultz, you suck. Steven Cruiser, Delight Mike Baker. Sorry about that. That does it for me. You know who I am. I'm your dream.